Ever find yourself kind of tongue-tied? Like you're putting in the work, learning English, but still not quite feeling confident about actual conversation.
It can be a little intimidating, right?
Totally. So today we're diving deep into SpeakEasy, this resource that's all about unlocking those smoother, more natural conversations.
And I love that they acknowledge those challenges we all face. Like, honestly, who hasn't felt that fear of messing up or just not being able to keep up with a fast-paced conversation?
Exactly. And the cool thing is, SpeakEasy doesn't just say, yep, that's tough luck. They actually dig into why these challenges are so common.
It's fascinating, really. They talk about how communication styles can vary drastically between cultures, which can really impact how we approach English conversations.
Okay, so we've got the challenges laid out. But how does SpeakEasy actually help us tackle them? Let's dive into the good stuff, like idioms and slang, those little pieces of language that can really make you sound like a natural.
Oh, absolutely. They have a whole section on that, and they make a really important point about context. Like, sure, idioms are great, but using the wrong one at the wrong time, yeah, that can backfire.
You don't want to be telling someone to break a leg before a job interview.
Exactly. Not the best way to make a first impression.
Speaking of impressions, let's talk about confidence. That feeling of, I got this, can make such a difference in how we communicate.
It's huge. And one of the things I found really helpful in SpeakEasy was their advice on reframing mistakes. Instead of seeing them as failures, what if we looked at them as learning opportunities?
I love that. It takes the pressure off so much. Instead of beating yourself up over a grammar mistake, you could think, okay, what can I learn from this?
Right. Small shift in mindset, big impact.
Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about something else SpeakEasy emphasizes: cultural nuances. Because it's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. And understanding those unspoken rules can really help avoid misunderstandings.
Oh, for sure. Like, they give the example of direct eye contact. In many Western cultures, it's a sign of respect, but in other parts of the world, it can actually be seen as confrontational.
Such a good point. And on that note of communication styles, SpeakEasy is also a big advocate for active listening, really tuning in to what the other person's saying, both their words and their body language.
It can make a huge difference in how engaging and meaningful your conversations are.
Absolutely. And to help make things even more practical, SpeakEasy is full of these really well done real-life dialogues. Like, I remember one example where two friends are trying to figure out what to have for dinner.
I love how they break those dialogues down, too. You can see how people naturally take turns speaking, the phrases they use.
Yeah, it's like a vocabulary booster shot.
Totally. And speaking of things that can trip people up, let's talk about pronunciation and grammar.
Yeah, those can be tricky, even for more advanced learners. But SpeakEasy has got you covered.
They do. One thing I remember them suggesting is to really focus on your intonation. Mimicking the rhythm and melody of native speakers can make your English sound so much more natural.
It's like learning a song. It's not just about hitting the right notes, it's about capturing the feeling.
Absolutely. And speaking of feeling inspired, I love how SpeakEasy includes all those success stories.
Me too. Hearing from people who've been in your shoes and have used these techniques to improve their conversational English, so motivating.
It shows you that it can be done.
It really is about empowering you, giving you those tools to go out there and have those amazing conversations.
And with that in mind, I wanted to leave our listeners with a little something to think about. SpeakEasy does a fantastic job of laying out these techniques, but the real magic happens when you make them your own.
So true.
So here's a question for everyone listening. How can you take what you've learned and personalize it to fit your own unique communication style and goals?
That's something to ponder. And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into SpeakEasy. Go out there, practice those conversational skills, and most importantly, have fun.